What is up? It's me, and I'm back, and I watched the Batman, and I ate a bunch of popcorn, and we did a review with Yo Video Games. Those of us that could make it to the event, because sometimes things happen. But anyways, and I watched the movie, and I was going to go to sleep, but I just couldn't sleep because I had to talk about it a little bit more. There's a review with the crew that you can watch that'll be up on Yo Video Games, and then just a little bit. I had to just still talk about it, and this honestly, it could be my favorite Batman film of all time, and like my favorite, because hey, I had to go with 89. That's that was my first Batman film, and the man, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what, this film is a masterpiece. It made me feel like I was watching Batman 89 for the first time again. And I'm a grown-ass man, and that's how good this film is. I went in there and I felt like a kid again. But although this is not a kid's Batman movie, not at all, right, I think kids might get bored in this if you take your child to watch a Batman movie, because this is a more of a detective film. And to me, what I like about this, it mostly compares to, I wouldn't say any other Batman movies that has hints and foundations built on other Batman, but to me, this is a perfect mixture of Batman First Year, a bit of Batman Hush, and a bit of the Batman the Long Halloween, and it felt good. It didn't really feel like previous other movies, and that's why I loved it. It just made me feel about this is this Batman legit feels like, I said it in the Yo Video Games review, it feels like a graphic novel more than just kind of like a Batman movie. It felt like a graphic novel. It felt like a bit of the Mask of the Phantasm, where Batman has to do some detective work, right? Because he's also known as the world's greatest detective. But like I said, it's year one. Well, it's actually, in this movie, I believe it's year 2, and there is Batman doing Batman stuff, and when he does the Batman stuff, it is awesome. And he's and I'll talk a little bit about it when I go kind of into spoilers and so forth. But without spoiling the movie, the cinematography was out of control. The sound, out of control. The score, out of control. The way they use the music, amazing. Robert Pattinson as Batman, he's up there with my favorite Batman of all time. Like I said, it's like whatever Final Fantasy you play, or whatever game that you play almost the first time. That's what so Batman 89. But God, Robert Pattinson as Batman just nailed it, right? People love Christian. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't a fan of Christian Bale. I wasn't a fan of that voice. It just took me out, and it was goofy. All right, I don't care how you slice it. Okay, he's trying to be gruff. It just, what? I like me some Kevin Conroy, and that's what Robert Pattinson kind of did. That was his Batman, and I dug it, and he was awesome. Catwoman, Yammerstein, Catwoman, wow. Zoe Kravitz, woo. Besides just me, just woo. Every time she was showing up on screen, she was fantastic, man, fantastic. Man, the Penguin, some of these characters don't have much screen time, but the Penguin was sick. I liked the Penguin, man. It was sick, and it just gave me, also gave me a bit of Arkham City vibes as well, the film. And that's and we're gonna first say, and then the Riddler too. The Riddler was fantastic, but out of all Batman movies, this was the most Batman of all Batman movies. This was the movie that was most about Batman. If you look at the other movies, they were mostly about the villains, right? And why is the Dark Knight so well loved, right? Everybody loves the Dark Knight, and it's like the best Batman movie ever. And Batman '89, why? Because of the villains. If Batman '89 focused a lot on the Joker, Batman, the Dark Knight focused on the Joker and Heath Ledger's performance, right? It wasn't, hey, I'll catch some flack and people are going to be like, Kenny, yeah, whatever. But the Dark Knight, and the reason it's most loved, is it because of Batman and how Batman was performed, or was it because of the Joker's performance? So I'm just saying, that's why I really like this movie, because it was about Batman, right? Take a shot every time I say Batman. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll die. Anyways, but man, it was great. And you know what? I have to say, because watching this in the opening sequence and the first just parts of this, it really felt like I was watching that Batman, animated series. It just felt like that. One, because this is like one of the few Batman movies where it's Gotham and it feels like Gotham. Gotham is a character in this film. You're in some locations and it's rainy and it looks like Gotham. We talked about this in the video game review. The Nolan movies kind of just look like Chicago. And I think that's something that the Batman movies kind of lost, was Gotham, because Gotham is such a just cool, unique place. It's not New York, but New York. But it's like New York and Bloodborne kind of, that's what Gotham is so cool. And this one, you kind of really get the cool Gotham vibes. And the thing about this movie is the world of Gotham feels alive. It feels like a real live city and everything like that. And Gotham just takes a back seat in all of the Nolan films. And in this, Gotham is another character that you can rate in this film, along with like the Penguin, Commissioner Gordon. It was a broody film. It was a dark film. And I felt like I was watching those great animated features and reading some of the, graphic novels, man, like Hush. I loved Hush. It was the graphic novel. The animated series was okay. The graphic novel, sick. The Long Halloween, I saw that one. But anyways, that's what I get that feeling, and I loved it. It was great. Yeah, it was like, and if you, like I said, this is a detective movie with Batman doing Batman things, sometimes. But it was just done well, and it's just, man, it was fantastic. And I'm going to talk about one thing. Another character that I can rate in this movie is the Batmobile. That's all I'll say. I'll talk about it a little bit more, but the movie was fantastic. I want to watch it again. It was just great, and it just, I don't know, it just really captured everything. And the sound, man. Watch this. If the movie theater's charging you an extra $5 because it's got the state-of-the-art sound system, pay it. All right? That's my non-spoiler review. Movie's phenomenal. The score was phenomenal. This director just nails it. Nails the Batman. Oh, man. And, without going into much, right? We had Christian Bale's Ninja Batman. This was Batman the crime bully, and that was awesome. That's what I like. I like that. He is a bully. He's not, he wasn't like, like doing in some of those scenes where, like the criminals are doing a crime. They're like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna use some of this money, and then the guy's like, man, what happened? Oh, what? And then they all like kind of disappear. He's like, nah. But anyways, that was my spoiler-free review, guys. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's an absolute masterpiece. Is it a little long? I think so. I do like golly, man, it feels like those things. But I'm saying I would have liked to seen them a little bit more, maybe cut a little bit more, and then maybe just a couple more Batman being Batman scenes. But anyways, fantastic, guys. So now we're about to get into spoilers. So if you're in this part of the whatchamacallit video, I'm going to talk about spoilers. I'm going to show this bad setup, or not this bad setup, to let you know we're in spoiler town. That's my spoiler chair warning. Sit down. But anyways, you know, the movie, like I said, it was fantastic. And I don't know what else I could talk about spoilers, but that first introduction to the Batmobile and the sound, and because I saw the Batmobile and I'm like, okay, I didn't know what to think at first, but I'm like, you know what? It's got serious year one vibes. It's got like Batmobile, you know, maybe revision 2.0 or 1.5 or something like that. And I was like, okay, I can dig it. I see what it is. It's like, you know, it is it's him becoming Batman and doing stuff. And you know what? I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of the Tumbler. Hey, whatever. The Tumbler looked like a tank, or I think those tanks are even real, and it was just spray paint black. It didn't impress me. The Tumbler didn't impress me. This thing was sick. It looked like a Mad Max vehicle with a rocket strapped to the back. And my God, chat, that scene where they first introduce the Batmobile, where you first see it on the scene, and the thing starts up, and the lights and the sound and the score, me and Max were, dude, we were giggling, bro. We were 9 years old again. Me and him were like, oh my goodness, and giggling and looking at each. We were like, I haven't had an experience in a movie theater like other than like, yeah, like, you know, maybe Spider-Man, when you see the other Spider-Man, but still, like, I haven't felt like that. Made me feel like 9 years old watching Batman, watching the first Batmobile like go and like do the suit. The sound design on that whole thing alone, I kid you not, me and Max were it's hard to recreate that excitement. And we saw it early because, you know, we didn't want to do big crowds or anything like that. So, but I've seen some reactions of people just like theaters just going nuts. And I had to talk about that scene. That scene was phenomenal, and the chase scene was good, but just that. And I think that's this Batman. This Batman is bully Batman. I am not the secret stealth Batman, even though they talk about it and they say that, hey, he appears in the shadows, and every shadow could have Batman behind it, which was sick as. But I'm telling you, man, like, you know, he just like he makes an entrance, right? In that scene where that gang, you know, is causing trouble, and he just walks in and starts just, you know, taxing everyone. That was amazing. And I loved it. I loved the way Gotham looked. The world felt lived in. It was so, you know, I really dug how, right, we don't have to watch Batman's parents get killed again, but we learned a lot more about it and mystery about it, and it was amazing. It, like, this film was fan freaking tastic. And the scenes where Batman is Batman doing Batman things, they were awesome. It was legit awesome. And I got, just like I said, I got a lot of um you know, year one vibes, and from those graphic novels and animated series and stuff like that. But my good, what a film. It is phenomenal. The Riddler was great, right? And the Riddler was just kind of a presence. It wasn't like in this film, it wasn't like about, and if you look at all the other Batman films, it's really about the villains. The villains get, you know, if not more, or maybe even, you know, just as much screen time as Batman himself. If you kind of go back and think of, like, look at it, I kind of want to go back. I'll go back and look at the, you know, check out the Dark Knight and stuff like that. But man, like, this movie was great. What else can I talk about? I think the ending, like, and we talked about it in Yo Video Games. I do think that maybe some of it was tacked on, like they added one more fight scene because they just realized, like, damn, this movie's cool. But Batman only had, just a few Batman scenes of him busting heads, and I think they had to add that as well. But and like it just kind of felt like, hey, I think the studio's like, we need one more Batman scene, dude. Like, we need Batman busting heads, and I kind of felt like that, but I'm not going to be mad at it because that scene was amazing. That scene was sick, and I really, like I said, this felt like Gotham. This felt like the city of Gotham was a character, and it just, like, I also had some Court of Owl vibes to it too, right? Like that the city is also, there's a lot of dark stuff that, oh, you think this person's running the city, but it's really this person. So I don't know. Amazing. I'd love to see where this world goes. I'd love to see more villains and more of the Batman, just come back to this. I know I'm still thinking about that goddamn Batmobile scene. And when that thing started up, that thing could be an Elden Ring boss. I'm telling you, I can't wait. I hope you guys come back. I'll read the comments on the Yo Video Games video. I'll read the comments here. I just want to talk about it, Chad. So that's why I made this review. Literally just because I want to talk about it, right? And I don't want to spoil it on Twitch. But and there's not too much to spoil, right? I mean, it's Batman, does Batman thing. But fantastic. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys watch the movie. And when you do, let's talk about it. All right. Peace.